Aristotle, as I'm sure you all know, thought that heavier objects fell faster than lighter objects. And it seems an intuitive and correct idea, but Galileo worked out that they didn't. And how did he do that?
Wait for it! He dropped 2 cannonballs off the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Ah, well, did he? Oh. I'm sorry about that, but the reality is that he worked out that this was the case from his head. He then did some experiments with ramps and things that proved it to be true.
What's heavier, a ton of gold or a ton of feathers?
Exactly that kind of thing, if you like. But what he's saying is that half a ton... he's saying half a ton of coal... What Galileo said...
like a sort of Elton John party request or something, yeah.
Of course, the answer is that one of them is heavier, isn't it? Because gold is measured in troy weight rather than avoirdupois, and they're different. So a ton of gold is different to a ton of feathers. Sorry. I believe. I'm sorry. But what Galileo said was that half a ton of coal falls at the same speed as a ton of coal. That's the point. Falls at the same speed. You know, if you let go at the same time, they'll both hit the ground at the same time.
How could you get a ton of coal up in the air?
Well, indeed. Galileo's reasoning was thusly wise. He said that if you had a heavy object, if you believed Aristotle, it falls fast, and the lighter one slow. So suppose you attach the light one to the heavy one. Well, the heavy one falls faster than the light one, so it would make the light one fall faster. Or the light one would hold the heavy one up because it's going slower. By attaching them together, you would make it go both faster and slower. And that's obviously impossible. The only explanation is that they both travel at the same speed. And he then proved it. And on Apollo 15, Scott, the astronaut, thought he'd try and see if Galileo was right. And we have a clip of him doing it. It's rather wonderful.
And I'll drop the 2 of them here, and hopefully they'll hit the ground at the same time. How about that? It proves that Mr. Galileo was correct in his findings.
Isn't that cool? Astronaut David Scott proving Galileo right with a hammer and a feather. But Galileo established it by the power of his own thought.